Hello, hello. Welcome back to the Scrying Mirror. Today I wanted to show you the Horror Tarot by Todd Alcott. And this one is amazing collector's edition. I really wanted this one for a long time. And it has been in my cart for a while until I was like, okay, I've got to get it. The reason being is there is a lot to do with, even in the book, there's so much more than you don't know about this. And it talks a lot about the horror tarot, like the horror terror industry, like the horror films industry. I'm always thinking about, see, when you open it, it's like a book. I'll show you this really quick. It's like a book, but it's by Todd Alcott. See that? There's also the Terror Oracle, or Horror Oracle. I don't know why I keep saying terror. And it says life, death, fate, all in the cards. Then over here, it's like the book. See how like old looking it is? And on the back, look. It looks just like movie posters, does it not? I love it. So then I'm going to tell you why it does that. So it says, the creator of the Pulp Tarot returns with this kaleidoscopic plunge into the world of horror graphics, guaranteed to send chills down your spine. Todd Alcott's Horror Tarot is a full tarot deck, 78 cards with bespoke instruction booklet to guide you through the thrilling and terrifying world of the major arcana and all four gasping-inducing suits of the minor arcana. Divine your future with bone-chilling images inspired by over 100 years of horror graphics, evoking movie posters, fan magazines, paperback books, classic comics, and pulp magazines. Your fate is in your hands. And it says the Unemployed Philosopher's Guide Guild is where it's from, in Brooklyn, New York, is where it was published, I guess. So you can find it on Philosopher's Guild or Amazon, and it may be on here on TikTok. I don't know. I can't remember. So when you open it, you'll see like a blood splatter, which is ketchup. Just ketchup is all it is. Ketchup. I should have said that at the beginning. It's all ketchup. And so when you open it, there's a little booklet. And the only thing I don't like about this is the back of the cards. But I kind of got used to them. And I will tell you, they're kind of flimsy. But I'll get to that in just a minute. They're not as flimsy as I thought they would be. But they still kind of are. But it's more of a collector's edition anyway. So here's a Horror Tarot book. And it talks about the world of a scary place. It's just talking about the introduction of the Horror Tarot. And then this is what I wanted to talk to you about. For the major arcana, they did this in like the Suits of Cups is for this year. They did this, you know, when it said it talked about history for over 100 years of this? I'm going to let you know about this. It says, to convey the complex message of the tarot, I've explored 5 distinct graphics worlds. 4 for the major arcana and 1 for the minor arcana. For the major arcana, I thought it would be fun to pay homage to the horror movies I've enjoyed since my youth. I've dreamed of an imaginary movie studio, Horror Tarot Studio, populated it with imaginary filmmakers, and created 22 posters for movies they might have made if they had existed. The Suit of Wands images are original paintings inspired by the work of the artist Basil Gogos, who created dozens of portraits of classic monsters in the 1960s and 70s. So this is the Suit of Wands, right? And so it says that for the horror movie buff magazine, Famous Monsters of Filmland, Gogo's paintings, with their psychedelic colors and dramatic sidelights, brought the black and white monsters of 1930s movies to vivid life. They have become definitive images in the minds of many horror fans, and I wanted to capture that energy for this suit. So now it's the Suit of Cups. I wanted to honor the many days I spent in the 1980s. This is me. I was just saying 1980s, born and raised, so never missed a day in the 80s. You remember that Cat Williams video where he's in jail and the baby comes in white and he's like, who's that white baby right there? And she's like, that's your baby. And he's like, what do you not get about 10 consecutive years? 10 consecutive years, never missed a day. So who's that white baby? He was like, I know that prescription for that kid. And what was it? He was like, I know that prescription for that kid, like as soon as he was born, he had like a credit score of a 720. And he was like, I know that prescription for that kid is an adult prescription. And as he was saying bye, he was like, I hope to work for you one day, sir. It was so funny. I love Cat Williams. He's funny. You got to look it up on YouTube. It's like a Cat Williams in jail or whatever. It's hilarious with the white baby. It's so funny. But anyway, let's keep going. And it's not like any type of hate or anything like. It's just funny. I love it. Cat Williams is amazing. For the suit of swords, I wanted to create a tribute. Oh, let's do the cups. I'm sorry. The 1980s reading the horror paperbacks of the film of the time to give the suit of a dramatic through line. I created a fictional writers group, also called Horror Tarot, and gave them a 14-volume masterwork that such a group could have produced over a decade of publishing. For the suit of swords, I wanted to create a tribute to the EC horror comics of the 1950s. EC published a number of sensational, weird, gory titles. The Vault of Horror, Tales from the Crypt. I love the 90s Tales from the Crypt. It's awesome. Weird Science, and many more. The covers of their comics were so over the top in their depictions of violence, sadism, lechery, and abject cruelty that they prompted their very own congressional investigation, which eventually led to their demise and the introduction of the Comics Code Authority. For this deck, I created a publisher called, you guessed it, Horror Tarot Comics, and dreamed of the stories you see illustrated here. So for the Suit of Pentacles, which is good, like if stuff like that happened, I'm glad they did a code of authority, like a comics code of authority, to make sure none of that actually happened. So yeah. For the Suit of Pentacles, I was inspired by covers from various horror pulp magazines of the 1930s and 40s, horror tales, terror tales, ghost stories, uncanny tales, and many others. Like the EC comics that followed in their footsteps, the covers for these magazines usually featured lurid paintings of exceptional cruelty and torture as mad scientists, foreign invaders, and red-robed cultists practiced their evil deeds. The fictional publisher of these magazines, Horror Tarot Publications, is unrelated to the comic publisher, the movie studio, or the famous writers group. So, then after that, it talks about the major arcana, the building blocks of the tarot. They're originally a deck unto themselves, which each card representing an aspect of life. It was 100 years before they were combined with the regular 56 deck and all that. So over here it says a brief history of Horror Tarot Studios. And it says the studio was founded in 1917. And I think this is what he's wanting to make it like. I'm not for sure. But it says so many things happened here. And I don't know if you want to read about that, but I'll put it up here and let you see if you want to read it. But a lot of things happened where, like I said, the studio founded was by filmmaker and spiritualist Charles Brimmer, who started out making short films on the subject of tarot and other occult phenomena, including rural seances they attended with his sister, a medium, went by the puckish name Madame Clairvoyante. Brimmer's two-reeler, The Devil Meets Temperance, which was 1920, now lost, starred a young Pauline Pruitt, who earlier that year had been a surprise hit with John R. Warwick's Western wagon train, Jezebel. So Brimmer took the profits from The Devil Meets Temperance and bought a sandy lot real estate in Chatsworth, California, 90 minutes from downtown LA. At the foot of the Santa Monica Mountains, he was soon producing, directing, and occasionally acting in his own Horror Tarot studio features. When he passed away in 1937, he left his studio in the hands of his second-in-command, Charles Barwood, a journeyman showbiz veteran and who shepherded production at the studio for 3 decades. The industry shakeup of the 1960s, which upended the long-established studio system in favor of auteur-driven cinema, left executives like Barwood in the dust. So the Horror Tarot Studio closed in 1969, but its holdings, including real estate, and its film catalog were brought in 1972 by horror schlockmeister Arnold Sokoff, who used the studio primarily as a money laundering operation adjacent to his open secret Coca-Cola business. If you get what I'm saying, I'm not saying that. Coca-Cola business. Nevertheless, the Sokoff era produced its share of low-budget hits, mostly catering to the drive-in audience. In the 1990s, Sokoff was bought out by Darius Halcyon, a Persian dry-cleaning magnate who teamed with a shadowy group of hedge fund and millionaires to reshape the studio's image. Their template was simple: throw money at A-list actors with passion projects that would make they would do it for free, and which the studio could pre-sell to international TV networks to cover the cost of the production. So Howson's time at the helm ended with the financial crisis of the 2008, which I was there on that. After which Horror Tarot Studios were dormant again until its catalog of films was purchased by Silicon Valley heiress Alison Blackwood, who successfully rebranded the studio in the 2010s as a highbrow prestige horror label. So anyway, I'm not going to read any more because you all don't need to know any more about that. That's just too much. It's already 10 minutes of reading. But each card, see the full 2021. And it tells you what film it's about. 1953. It talks about blockbuster comedies. The Alcott'S and The Lady Upstairs leaped at the chance to play the magician for director Norman Tolliver. So there is so much information packed in this for horror enthusiasts. It's unreal. So let's go to 1998 Strength. The studio has always thrived at finding a young talent. So when director Nyla Prentice first featured the tender coming-of-age drama Silent Moments, screened at Slam Dance, Horror Tarot Studios swooped in and offered her Strength, a script that they'd had in development since 1991. The film is about a young woman from Brooklyn who finds herself hunted by lions on the African savannah. Prentice is cast as Kiara Washington, who was then a series regular on CBS's medical drama Operating Theater, and they're arrested in its history. So I don't know if some of these are real or some of these are like, okay, they took my daughter and nun with a gun. I don't know about these. I've never really, I don't know. I've never heard of a lot of these, and I'm a very huge horror movie buff, like Tower is 1986, The Tower. But when you look at these cards, you'll see what I'm saying. Like, let me show you. Let's get into the cards, and we'll look at these later. But in the back, I don't see anything like any spreads or anything. It says a brief history of the Suit of Pentacles magazine. And then some other stuff. So that might be something about each one has like a brief history about like swords. Let's see if swords has one. No. So I don't know. So you've got to make it yourself. Maybe this was just a made up kind of thing for him. I don't know. But if you look at these, it's not. If you actually look at these, in the cards, I will show you really quick. I'm going to go through them. And like I said, this is a really good deck. The cards are like a regular kind of card. The stock is not. That's the back of the card. And that's what I was saying. I could not really get into that color. And I was like, well, it is gore. And they always had like that green, like 80s and 70s. So it kind of fits it. So I wasn't mad after that. But it's not the best, but it's not the best, but it's not the worst. I've had definitely worse cards than this. So they may just shuffle really, really well. But let's go with the Mythos Tarot. The Mythos Tarot is just exactly like that one. Like literally almost exactly the same. So it's just really long and kind of thinner. It obviously has, I don't like borders, but it has a border because it's a poster, obviously. But on the full, it says take the step. And down here on the bottom, some of these cards do have like meanings. The cups don't for some reason. I don't know why. But the swords do, and some of the others I'll show you. It says Horror Tarot presents Major Arcana card 00, the Fool. A symbol of enthusiastic innocence. You are beginning a vast journey in life, but you are not afraid of the challenges before you because you live in the moment. So that one is like, it tells you when that was started. Then there's this one. So some of these I get and I'll see them and I know what they're talking about, but then there's some that are like, it talks about the magician down here. He holds the power of all the elements in this palm of his hand, just like it says in tarot. The High Priestess reminds me of the Nun. And it just says Major Arcana 2. The Empress, it talks about, and she is one with the Force, and it talks about that. So you'll learn a little bit of the like key meanings in some of these. This one to me is the Emperor. It looks like Rob Zombie to me. I don't know why. Major Arcana, ultimate authority rests with him. Just reminds me of Rob Zombie. The Hierophant. He sees through his material world into your very soul, but then at the bottom it talks about it. And then the Lovers. I love that card. Card number 6, and it talks about love is grand, but it always leads to trouble. And like the warrior, it talks about, it reminds me of Christine, the movie, but that's not it. This one talks about strength and them being in the woods and like the savannah. But then the hermit, the ninth card in the major, and it talks about the hermit down here stands alone on the top of the mountain, which symbolizes a spiritual mastery growth. So you will understand it. If you are new with tarot, it'll help you a lot. Here's the Wheel of Fortune. I love that. I love this card. For a Tarot Major Arcana, Wheel of Fortune. Pick a fate, any fate, which it is fate. So then you have Justice, and it talks about that. So the little parts of it tells you about the card, what it means. Hanged Man, Death. It says death represents, but it says this is the end and the beginning. So I really love these cards. I love them. Temperance, earth and water, pleasure and pain, life and death, everything in moderation. And then down here it talks about temperance. So down here with where it says the, where it gives you the names of everybody, it says it, the devil. It tells you the card, which one it is, the 15th card. The Tower, until tonight. Horror Tarot represents the card, the tower, symbolizing sudden change, upheaval, chaos, revelation, awakening. Then the Star. And then the Moon. I don't know if y'all can see these very well, so I'm trying to... So, and down here at the bottom, you will read what the moon means. Everything is not what it seems. You'll understand a symbol of fear, anxiety, and dreams. So it talks about that. So these are really good for like new people getting in the tarot, because it does help them with the card meanings. Nothing burns hotter than the sun. Judgment. I really like that card, Judgment. The World. And then the Suit of Wands. So it does talk about this in the Suit of Wands about it. Suit of Wands, which is the Ace of Wands. Two of Wands. I like this card. Let me kind of turn this so y'all can see it a little bit better. I hate that like light on it. It's killing me. Three of Wands. Four of Wands. Five of Wands. I just love the imagery. It just looks like something like Godzilla. It is totally in it. Like, I just love this. Number 6, Victory, which is Suit of Wands. Number 7 of Wands. 8 of Wands. Change is coming. Something is in the air. Action. The time to take action now. 7 of Wands. What is this? 9 of Wands. Sorry. 10 of Wands. Who will carry the burden? Look who that looks like. The Blair Witch Project, right? And then guess what is next? Here's Johnny. I love this one. The Shining. Queen of Wands. That reminds me of Psycho, the mom in Psycho. Where he's like keeps her, but this could be something else. So you got to read about it in the book to figure it out. There's the King of Wands. And then the Ace of, like the Aces, don't really have anything on them. And that's kind of, I was like, why are they doing that? There's like nothing on there. So I was kind of bummed on that one. But it does say a little bit of things on there. So 2 of Cups. 3 of Cups. The 4 of Cups. 5 of Cups. It's like the bottom is showing like almost like a Rider-Waite Smith. See the bottom, the memory, 6 of Cups. So that's the 7 of Cups is like, see like the thinking like the 7 of Cups wishing for stuff that you can't have or it's unobtainable. And that's the brain. It's showing that. 8 of Cups is walking away. It just doesn't say anything about it in here. So if you're new, you'll never know this. 9 of Cups, which is a wish card. 10 of Cups is having like your whole family. So this is a good one. The Page of Cups. The Knight of Cups. There's just not really much. I like this one. There is not much in that one. And I was kind of upset about that. Welcome to the world of the emotionally balanced man. That's the only one it says anything about. Suit of Swords, though. It says features inspiration, sudden insight, challenges ahead. So the Ace of Swords is not challenges ahead, and I don't know why that says that. Maybe because it's the Horror Tarot, I guess, but that's not Ace of Swords is new beginning and like communication, because swords is communication. So, but the Suit of Swords number 2, it features indecision, dilemma, potential risk. So, but that's not what I read about. So some of it is, yes. 3 of Swords. It tells you on the side what all it means, or what the small little keywords are. 5 of Swords. 6 of Swords, moving to new water, transition, rite of passage. 7 of Swords. 8 of Swords, isolation, abandonment, restriction. That's true. 9 of Swords, nightmares, crippling, fear, yes. 10, backstabbed, an alarming tale of doom in the tradition. Page of Swords. A page is a messenger, so. See, it tells you this things on the side here, but in the cups, why did it not have anything? The Queen of Swords, it didn't have anything like this on the cups, which I was so confused about. I was like, why would they not have anything on that? That was the only one. Then the Suit of Pentacles. The Ace of Pentacles, and it talks about that one. See, it even tells everything about Pentacles. I just don't get. This is 3 of Pentacles, or is this 4? 3 of Pentacles working together. 4 of Pentacles. 5 of Pentacles is being broke. Not having any money. Destitute, alone, and terrified for the future. I mean, it's true, but that's true. 6. 7 of Pentacles is someone who look upon my work. The 7 of Pentacles is someone, deception, lying, cheating, stealing. And then this one is the 8 of Pentacles, which is meaning like doing work and having a good job and things like that. But I like these. It's a little bit different. 9 of Pentacles. 10 of Pentacles is like almost like the happily ever after for the 10 of Cups, the same thing. Like everyone's together. The 10 of Pentacles, the gang is all here, so that's what that means. Page of Pentacles. The 9 of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles. I love it. And then look, the King of Pentacles. The man who has everything. And it's true. The man who has everything. But I wanted to show you, I don't want to shuffle it, but if I do see, the card deck is not as thin as I thought it was. I will take that back. But they do like to bend a lot, like backwards, and I hate that. My cards always have to bend better for me. But they do really well. And that's the back of them. You'll see it says Horror Tarot. But I do like it. I will say there's a lot of information in there. If this information isn't anything that he made up, I just don't see a lot of these cards in here that, like that one, that Wands, was like, what do you call it? It was like there's Quasimodo. The Page of Wands is inspiration. Let's see. Here it comes. Something big, something unavailable. So, Frankenstein's creation. Cheers of joy echo through the arena of the alien. I'm trying to figure out where. Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Dracula account of the journeys from Transylvania. So, I'm trying to figure out where. Breathe into. Knight of Wands, for instance, your knight is an axe, which is... Okay, so this is the Wands is about energy, passion, and for instance, our knight has an axe, which he's about to use to chop up his wife and son. The lesson here is that not every goal is noble, not every prize, no matter how it shines, is attainable. And that's not the Knight of Wands, by the way. at all. So I don't know why that's even in there. So these are completely different. So I will not go with what the book says, because that's not true. The Knight of Wands is, the Knight is good news in your relationship. The Knight of Wands is not having anything not obtainable. So that's not true. In my tarot reading, and I've been doing this for 25 years. So yeah, I don't like this. And then the Queen is, all she needs is her son Norman to carry her to the bed by the window. I knew it. Norman, Psycho, the mom, all she needs is her son Norman to carry her by the bed to the window, and she'll make sure he never takes up with any licentious women. So I knew that. But it won't say the names, and I think they can't, because if they do, they may have to pay for that. They may have to pay for, like, the name of the Shining and Psycho, the movie and stuff. So they can't say those names, but they can say other names, I think the older ones. But I'm going to put this in here. I'm going to do it like this. And then, remember, though, this is on Amazon, but it could be in other places. But here, you can't do Amazon. The back, it says the Unemployed Philosophers Guild. But tell me what you think about it in the comments. I really love this. I think it is a great, great thing for a collector's edition. I really, really want to use this. I've got to charge it and cleanse it first. But I don't know if I'm going to use it in my tarot readings. I do tarot readings live on TikTok. And I just don't know if these would work really well for them or not. They may love them. So they love all the other ones. So let's see if it'll work. But I hope everything... I hope you all like that. And the next thing that I'm going to be coming up with is the Baroque Tarot. And then I have a huge, huge Nightmare Before Christmas gift set. It includes tarot deck, guidebook, altar cloth, even a tarot journal, and a velvet card pouch. So look at that. I'm super excited. It's a whole coffin like made one. And then I'll show it to you tomorrow or the next day. It's really awesome. And then it was on sale, so that's why I got it. Then I also have the Magicians, Martyrs, and Madmen. It is from Travis McHenry, the best-selling author of Angel Tarot and the Occult Tarot, which I have both of those. And I was going to do a thing on them. But even in this book, it's the Magicians that has Mary Laveau in it. Marie Laveau. I can't believe I said that. Marie Laveau, the voodoo queen. And then Martyrs, like people who have helped in history. And then Madmen, like the donor party, things like that. Even the Titanic is in here. So I really love this one. It's like more of history than anything, but it's like a yellow gold gilding on the side and on the fronts. So I really can't wait for this. Look at it. And look at the back. I love this one so much. He was a bad man. The moon, his name is Grigory Rasputin, I think. But it's going to be good. So I cannot wait to show you that one next. But it'll be right after the Baroque Tarot. The Baroque Tarot looks just like this on the outside. If you open it, I'll show you the entire thing tomorrow. But look at the backs of them. Absolutely gorgeous. I cannot wait to show you all. And look, it's just gorgeous. It's the Lamucci Baroque. Once you see this, you're gonna be like, oh my God, stunning. You will not want to go. You will want to get this deck. So let me know what you think down below. I want to know your all's thoughts. Was the Horror Tarot really what you thought it was? Does it look good like the poster is? I liked it, but what was going on with the cups? Why did not have any words or anything in the cups? And why can they not say anything about the names, do you think? Maybe they have to pay for that, right? So maybe they didn't want to have to pay extra for like having to say, this is the Shining card or the Shining. He couldn't say that. He couldn't say Psycho. They couldn't say the Blair Witch, or the Blair, not the Blair Witch. The Exorcist, I meant. So, I don't know. But I'll see you all later and hope you all liked it. Thank you so much.